right, here we go. We have two-time NBA champion Lamar Odom. Welcome to VladTV.
What's up, bro?
Hey, man, longtime fan, and you're someone that we've covered quite a bit over the years at VladTVs.
Thank you.
It's definitely an honor to finally sit down and talk to you.
No, I appreciate it, my man. I'm here.
Well, this is our first time sitting down, so I want to get into your whole story. So, you were born and raised in South Jamaica, Queens.
Yep, that's a fact. Lincoln Park is my stomping ground, the first park where I started slaying.
Okay, and what was Jamaica, Queens like in the 80s?
Turbulent, crack infested, and of course we had, basketball and rap music. But it was very insightful, very educational to, especially, it's not a day that went past that I wasn't in the park where everything was happening. So I got my education hands-on.
Well, your mother, she worked at Rikers Island.
Yeah, she was a lovely woman. Officer Mercer.
What was that like when she would come home? And Rikers is a very notorious place.
Yeah, it is. It is. I used to love it because especially when she used to come home with her shooting target and stuff like that. And I felt safe because my uncle was a corrections officer on Rikers Island as well. So I know, she was well looked after up there. And I had a cousin that was locked up there too. But
Okay, did she ever tell you any crazy stories about things that would happen at work?
Well, I think the craziest thing she used to tell me were we should pass the cells, and she could hear queefing. And I was younger at that time, but I kind of understood what that meant.
Okay, and your dad was a Vietnam War vet.
Yeah.
Okay, and how was your relationship with your dad? Because you said that he kind of came in and out.
Yeah, my father was a heroin addict when I was growing up. So he couldn't really take care of himself, so let alone take care of me. But right now our relationship is a lot better, growing strong. I reach out to him, make sure he's all right. I love him. I only get one pops.
Now, in terms of his addiction, did you ever see him using, or is that something he kept completely separate from?
Nah, well, I don't know if I ever seen him using, but there was, I knew what he was doing. You know what I mean? I knew something wasn't right. But I didn't actually ever see him inject the heroin into his vein or anything like that. But I kind of, was able to kind of put together what he was doing.
Well, and you actually touched on this a little bit. In the mid-'80s, the late '80s, that's when crack actually hit Queens. And did you see the neighborhood start to change as that was happening?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not just the neighborhood, but people. You know what I'm saying? People that you might have relationships through. My family moved to that neighborhood, and my mother was born 1957. So my grandmother and grandfather had 5 children. So my family kind of grew up in that neighborhood. So I would say I seen the people change. People that knew your family, or that might have been family friends. Walking around one day, mouth full of teeth. Next time you see them, they furniture need to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? And weight loss and just all kinds of things. It was hectic.
Well, then at 12 years old, you lost your mother.
Yeah, my mom's passed away.
From colon cancer, right?
Yeah. I lost my best friend that day.
I mean, something like colon cancer, usually it kind of takes a while to develop. Did you actually know about it when she had it and actually saw the
No, I mean, I
progression of it?
saw the progression of it. I remember she got sick in January, and then she passed 2 days after the 4th of July, so she passed July 6th. So it happened pretty fast. I kind of got to see it. The day she passed away, I was in the room, not in the room, but just left the room, and went home. My grandmother told me today, she think my mother was gonna pass away, and we went home, and then like 10, 15 minutes later, got the call. That night, I just went to the park, shot the basketball like all night to the next morning. That was like the first pass I got to stay out all night. Because of that situation.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. And I guess the last thing she told you was be nice to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, just be nice. Be a good boy. But you know what's crazy because it's crazy because when my mom's passed away, I kind of I like lost all interest in schoolwork for some reason. But I had the rock though, get me through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss, man. Obviously.
No, that's all good. We all go through things.
Yeah, I mean, it still hurts you to this day, obviously. And,
Yeah, I mean, you learn from it.
Yeah. Well, then at that point, your grandmother raised you.
Yeah. Well, she's a strong lady. It's crazy because it's like it's things that she was telling me when I was little growing up. Like now at 41, I'm just starting to like really get. My grandmother was born in 1923. I mean, I was really like blessed to have two mothers. You know?
Yeah. Well, you go to high school at Christ the King Regional High School.
Mm-hmm.
For 3 years, right?
Yeah. Oh, you did your homework, bro.
Oh, yeah. This is what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
And I guess your grades weren't really up to par. So
yeah, I left. I should have never left that school. If I don't leave that school and I handle my business there, I probably go to the NBA out of high school though. Probably change the whole course of my whole life. But yeah, I left the school because I wasn't taking care of my business in the classroom, and my AAU coaches probably got a little scared that I wasn't gonna graduate. But then I think about it, my AAU team, my AAU program was Adidas, but my high school was Nike. So you can see the conflict and interest in that, especially if you got the number 1, number 2 high school basketball player in the country. And I wound up leaving.
Well, when you played for the AAU team, I guess Ron Artest was actually on the team with you.
Yeah, no, not on that team. Not towards my senior year. But I did play AAU with Ron Artest and Elton Brand for Riverside Church.
Okay.
And that AAU team, we were like 63-1. Had 4 pros. You had Eric Barkley was on that team with us, and Speedy Claxton in the backcourt. You had a crew. And then I wound up going with the Long Island Panthers, and they were Adidas.
Well, and you also played in the McDonald's All-American team in '97.
Yep, I did.
And in that game was Ron Artest, Baron Davis, Tracy McGrady, Jason Collins. So you had some real powerhouses.
Yeah, we had some studs. '97 was a great year for high school basketball. Some great names. NBA Hall of Famer, and Tracy McGrady is an NBA Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, by the time you're playing in the McDonald's All-American game, you're essentially guaranteed an NBA contract at that point. Pretty much everyone who plays in that game.
Well, I would say you have a great path. You probably have a head start. But there have been some McDonald's All-Americans that haven't made it to the NBA.
A few. Most people make it to the NBA, though.
You're most likely going to get a look.
Right.
You're going to get a look.
Okay, so here you are. You're one of the top players in the country. You know, you're in the McDonald's All-American game. And I guess you're considering to go pro straight out of high school. And you talked to Kobe Bryant about that?
Yeah, I had hung out with him through the Adidas Connect, because Kobe Bryant was Adidas too. And I was able to hang out with them. And we were able to talk a lot. We were at an agent. His name was On Tellem. And we actually played one-on-one. That was a real competitive game. I wish they had that game on tape. That was a real competitive game. But I just learned that Kobe was always giving me advice, even before I was able to join him with the Lakers. He was an extra intelligent dude.
Oh yeah. And who won that one-on-one game?
I don't even think we were keeping score. But we were just going at each other. Like every possession was like everybody made a good move. It was real competitive though.
Okay, so you decide not to go pro.
Mm-hmm.
And instead you enrolled in UNLV.
Yeah.
And things kind of went left.
They went all the way left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you describe what happened?
Well, they said I cheated on my SAT. I don't know how a 6'9" black kid cheated on the SAT, but he scored too high. He scored too high. The guy that took the test, he scored too high. He scored too high, so I guess they looked at my average as a student and then looked at my SAT score, and then they started investigating. Like the NCAA, they got federal FBI agents. That's how serious they take it, because they had the handwriting analysis and all that with the test, and they were able to prove that I didn't take the score. I didn't take the test. So they caught me.
Okay. So 20-something years later, you admit that someone else took the test?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just paid someone off to take it?
Yeah, that's the whole, everybody in New York City, and basketball, New York City is like the hotbed for basketball talent, right? But do you know how many great basketball players weren't able to play college basketball because of that damn test? So in New York, if you got a good player and you want him to play in Division I basketball, they're gonna get it done. That's like in the AAU world, they're gonna say, you get it done. And so they got it done for me. We just got caught.
Okay, and how much did it cost to pay this guy to take
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Well, after this whole thing kind of broke out about the test, I guess there was an investigation, and they said that you would receive $5,600 in illicit payments from boosters, which caused the coach of UNLV, Bill Bano, to get fired and UNLV to be placed on probation for 4 years.
But if they caught them doing it, then they caught them doing it. I can't say what happened. Maybe they caught them doing it. But $5,600, I was the number one player in the country. I would think it would be like $56,000.
Right. It's not a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money. Especially not to get caught, not to lose your job.
Yeah.
But they got eyes. They got eyes everywhere.
Yeah.
Gotta have your shit tight to be an NCAA coach.
Well, because of the whole thing that happened at UNLV, you ended up transferring to University of Rhode Island.
Yeah. That was another good story. The reason why I went to University of Rhode Island, because I was going to go to UCLA. And Jim Harrick gets fired a year before on November 6th, which is my birthday. So when he got fired, he got the job at University of Rhode Island. I knew the assistant coach that was at the University of Rhode Island. And I said I'll still be able to go to school, I'll be away, but still get the college experience. It was a perfect fit for me. Perfect timing.
Well, how was that experience once you got to Rhode Island?
That's why I went to school, really. You know what I'm saying? To be the man on campus, it was incredible. Incredible feeling.
Right. And once you got to Rhode Island, you just started dominating at that point.
Yeah, I was able to play. I was able to, be my best self. It's the best time of my life. One of the best times of my life.
Right. You were first team All-Conference, Atlantic 10, Rookie of the Year, most valuable player of the Atlantic 10 tournament.
I think I broke all the Atlantic 10 freshman records. It was cool. And then I hit that shot against Temple, which was incredible confidence booster in my NBA career. And that's crazy. The best part of that night was then we got back to the hotel, and I guess the whole state of Rhode Island was waiting for us. And I opened the hotel door, and they just went crazy. I'll never forget that night.
Well, I guess it was around that time that you ended up having your first baby.
Yeah, my daughter was born. Destiny was born that summer. Yeah, I was 19 when I went to the league. 19 when I had my first child.
Okay, so now you're a teenage dad.
Yeah. Getting ready to go in the NBA.
Right. Mm-hmm. Was that tough though? I mean, to be a dad at that point?
I don't even think I'm even putting into perspective like that. I just kind of know that I'm gonna have some money in my pocket, and we all gonna be all right because of that. At that point, I'm not even really thinking about the birthdays and Christmases and things like that. I'm more of, it's my child. I can look at it and tell she's my child, and I'm just proud at that point.
Yeah. Well, you ended up declaring eligibility for the '99 draft.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you ended up changing your mind, but since you'd already signed with an agent.
Yeah, I wanted to go back. I wanted to go back because I really wanted to, because at that time, when I was at Crazy King, we were always, ranked top team in the country, and even when I went to prep school, we played a really tough schedule. We played Oak Hill twice at Oak Hill and beat them one time. Now, I don't know if you know anything about basketball, but you really don't go into Oak Hill and get a win. So, no, seriously. So, I consider myself like a winner. I just hit that game, winning shot versus Temple. We bringing the same team back. We got Stephon Marbury, brother, coming next year. Like, we could have really been all right. I think I could have led them deep into the tournament, which I really wanted to do. But it didn't happen like that because I already signed with an agent.
Well, I mean, regardless of whether you change your mind, you end up getting drafted. You were a 4th overall pick in the first round.
Yeah.
And you got picked by the Clippers.
Yeah. Which... It's so crazy because I just think about my career, and like Wally Zerby, I got picked 5th. All right, so I think about if I would have been blessed enough to be able to get picked 5th and play and learn from Kevin Garnett and the atmosphere and what he was doing, how he was trying to win, how he understood being young and, trying to be great and living in that greatness, that would have been so much better for me than going to the Clippers and partying in L.A. those first 3 years, smoking marijuana and not having anybody to learn from. Even though I had some great teammates on but they were all young. They were still trying to get paid, trying to get out of their first contracts. You know what I'm saying? We were practicing in Southwest in a junior college. No disrespect to the junior college. I'm still friends with shout out to my man from the junior college, but we couldn't even take showers. We're the NBA team.
That's crazy.
It's just the organizations at the time were totally different as well, and what they put into their players and trying to win.
Well, Donald Sterling was the owner at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, years later, he gets kicked off the team for racism. Did you see any of that as a player for the Clippers?
Nah, but I could just imagine. No, seriously. I mean, he used to do some weird shit, though.
Such as?
Like, coming into our locker room,
And what?
Just gawking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Commenting on how handsome the players are. I just wild shit.
Oh, okay.
His whole approach was just different. It was weird. Put you in a weird place. No disrespect to him, but he ain't paying me either. So.
Yeah. I mean, were you surprised when you got
No, for saying the nigga and all that. Nah. I'm surprised that he got caught. That he was that careless. But
okay, but you are now in the NBA.
Yeah.
And did you get a good salary coming into the NBA?
I was the 4th pick.
Yeah.
So I was making maybe like 2 or 3 a year. I think it was the 4th pick at that time was 4 picks, maybe over 3 years, make 12 million, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I could be. By the time has passed since then, that was when my head was screwed on straight. And I was like, I'm all upside down.
Okay, so here you are. You're, 19, 20 years old at this point? And now you're a millionaire. Playing the game that you've been, devoting your entire life to.
Yeah.
How did that feel to be part of that?
I mean, it's hard because that was like the only path for me. That was my destiny. That's what I manifested. That's what I seen when I was 10 years old. When I used to tell my mother I was gonna get her that big house. You know what I'm saying? That she wasn't gonna have to work anymore. Nothing was gonna take me off of that that path. No grades, no. I believe in God, so I kind of understood at that time what my fate was. So I was in a real comfortable place.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was kind of bittersweet.
I mean, yeah, not to have my. What's so crazy that you say that, because I used to tell Darius and the younger dudes on my team, like, yo, y'all get to play in front of y'all moms, like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all really lucky.
Yeah. Well, you come out and you come out strong in the NBA. First season, averaged 16.6 points, 7.8 rebounds, 4.2 assists.
Yeah, my first
NBA all-rookie team.
My first game, I had 30.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I had 30. In some ways, I just wish it was tougher. Because I wish I would have just work. You know, like I let too many summertime, like too many summers go by where basketball was second. But I was just that good that I could, it could be second. I could still come through. Like I said, at that time I didn't have the big brother to be like, yo, come on, let's go get in the gym. You know what I mean? And I was the oldest one on the team. Because you're the most powerful if you got the most money. You know what I'm saying? I just wish I had a different, at that time I would say like a big brother. Like I know my habits would have been totally different if I'd have been around a dude like Garnett. My first 3 years, or my first 4 years. It would have made me be a better teammate to my young dudes on the team.
Well, in your second season, you did even better.
Mm.
You started in 74 games. You averaged 17.2 points a game.
Mm.
But along the way, during the 4 seasons with the Clippers, you got suspended
twice.
Yeah.
For smoking weed, for smoking bud. And they don't even get tested no more.
Right.
I need to get a marijuana deal. Like ASAP, because marijuana owe me. Because when you get fined, first of all, when you get suspended, you get fined. They take your money because you miss games. Then you get to you get the bad name.
Well, in March 2001, you got suspended for 5 games for the marijuana. And then, I guess 8 months later, you get suspended again.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I smoke weed every day too.
Yeah, I mean, but it just shows a lack of discipline. And I get it, you young black kid. Then I'm asking somebody to pay me, what was the max at that time, $92 million? So I couldn't even really ask for that. But at that time, as far as on the court, that was just you would just think. Sean Marion, Elton Brand, those guys I got drafted with, they all got it. You know what I'm saying? I know I was just as good. Shit cost me $30 million. What the fuck? That's a lot of money, man. Even they say you can't miss nothing that you ain't ever had, but fuck. What the fuck? I'm missing it.
So you missed out on $30 million.
Hell yeah, I'll probably still be spending some of that money now.
Right. $30 million because of smoking weed.
Smoking bud. So I don't even know who to blame. Me or my friends, because I know I wasn't smoking it by myself. I know these motherfuckers know I got a test too. Nobody would be like, yo, Al, why don't you chill? Because that's what I would do if you was in the NBA. If Vlad was in the NBA and I'm your man and I'm hanging out with you every day, living off you, and I know that you got to pass the test, I'm going to make sure you don't smoke weed. So we can keep living this lifestyle off Vlad.
Right.
Nobody going to say, Lamar, chill out. It's crazy.
Is it because you had a bunch of yes men around you at that time?
I mean, I guess they had to be yes men.
Yeah.
At that time, even the ones that are not now, they might not be yes men, but I guess at that time, they was living in a yes man world. Real rap.
I mean, did you have a huge entourage of guys that you were paying for?
You know how, I'm New York. I'm gonna bring the whole, even with that little 2-3 million, you bring the hood with you. Biggest mistake of my life. But that's what you do. You're not like 3 or 4 people. Well, you paying, and it's so crazy when I come to think about it, like, I'm paying 3 or 4 men rent.
Yeah.
To eat, sleep. When I shop, you go shopping.
Right.
But then I gotta go up and go to practice every day.
While they're at home. Living off you. Because let me tell you, I interviewed Andre Rison. And he had a 40-person entourage that he was paying for everybody. Grown men. Like they were his children. And he said, yeah. You know, he just liked having these guys around and he would just go and pay for everybody.
Nah, I can't. Ain't no company that good. That much fun. What the fuck? No way.
Okay. Okay. So then in the 2003 season, you get transferred to the Miami Heat. And now you're playing with Dwayne Wade.
But before that, I got to play with my favorite player growing up was Magic Johnson. And so I get to wind up playing for Magic Johnson's coach. And at that time, who I consider the coach of the Knicks, still was Pat Riley. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of get to learn from that tutelage. And at that point in my career, I was like, probably what I needed. Taught me discipline and how to play, how to use my strengths, defense, rebound. Changed my mindset as a player.
So you had a good experience in Miami.
Amazing. Family oriented, everything we did was together. Shout out to Udonis Haslem. I think they might even retire his number. That's how much they kind of like believe in family down there.
Right, because you averaged 17.1 points, and you had a career high of 9.7 rebounds.
I should have made the All-Star game.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
But see, but when you're smoking pot, you don't get that look. I think it was like me or like Kenyon Martin were like the 2 power forwards that year coming out the East who they could have won with. You know?
Well, then, right around the same time, you end up being on the Olympic team.
Yeah, okay. Now, that's my example. Like, how do you make the Olympic team, but you don't make the All-Star team?
Crazy.
Yo, I don't understand that. How you make the Olympic team, but don't make the All-Star team?
Well, in the 2004 Olympic team, it's you, LeBron James, Allen Iverson, Stephon Marbury, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Amari, Tim Duncan,
that team,
Shawn Marion,
I wish
Carlos Boozer.
Yeah. I wish everybody could have bought in.
Well, explain to me how you have a team with those players on it.
Well, you know,
and you guys end up winning the bronze.
Yeah, because you got to understand, like because it was a disconnect between the players and the coaches.
Huh.
Like the first meeting that we had, whatever. I think Allen might have been late, whatever. Then they get held out of a game. They get held out of the first game. I think. Do your research on this. D Wade, the first game we played, I think D Wade or LeBron, or Allen Iverson might have got held out of the game, or might have held out of the first half, or something like that. If I'm not mistaken. And so then you got Pop and who's the head coach? Who's the head coach of that team? Larry, what's his name? I'm gonna read so bad. Pop is the assistant.
Larry Brown?
Larry Brown is the coach. Yep. Crazy, ill, old school guy. 2 old school guys, okay? But then you got the new school guys, And you got Melo, and it's just like it was disconnect. So we couldn't get the best out of those guys. And we had Stephon and Allen Iverson in the backcourt. With Melo, Braun, and D-Wade. And Tim Duncan. And Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah, bronze medal with all those guys.
Because it was disconnect, and we couldn't never really get it back. And that's too bad, because I was embarrassed. I'm still embarrassed to talk about it now. They were jerking us too. On Tim Duncan in foul trouble. He fouled out one game, if I'm not mistaken. He was in foul trouble like two big games in a row. The Gentle Giant. He's never in foul trouble in the NBA.
Well, I guess you used a prosthetic penis to pass the drug test?
Yeah, to pass it, I did. I had to play.
Yeah.
No offense, USA, but, Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, when we interviewed Mike Tyson, he was using that same prosthetic penis to pass his drug test. So I guess it's pretty common.
It's so funny. I was talking to a baseball player here out in Atlanta, and he said he was using a prosthetic penis, and it whistled, and he got caught because it whistled. It told the story on him.
His fake penis snitched on him.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so then in 2004, you get traded to the Lakers. And of course, Kobe's on that team. Now, how was it like to be on that Lakers team in 2004?
I mean, for me, it's exciting because I get to be Kobe Bryant's sidekick at that time. That's before the triangle offense. I think we had Rudy Tomjanovich. But it wasn't successful. Not by Lakers standards. Like, not making the playoffs is like, you might not want to go outside in LA if you're a Laker. Not over there, not over in the purple and gold. That might be what the other LA team is used to or accustomed to or maybe even accept. But as a Laker,
Well, Master P did an interview, and he said that you stopped him almost getting into a fight with Kobe Bryant. What happened there?
He said that to you?
Not to me. He said it in an interview.
Oh, you heard him say it?
Yeah.
Well, and okay, so, you're practicing with the Lakers, people might just come pop up. You know what I'm saying? You might not notice them, you might, whatever. You might not say nothing. You might even catch eye contact with them, but you notice they're there with them. Well, I guess for whatever reason, P came to our practice and the aura or the energy or the timing of it didn't really, Bean kind of just really wasn't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand these are two, alpha males, right? In their own, what they do, and it's just awkward. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So I'm from the street, right? So I can peep it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna just dead it. But it was awkward. It's awkward.
Okay, so you got in the middle of them to actually stop them?
Yeah, it wasn't like getting to the middle, but I'm just gonna check both of their temperature and make sure everything is cool. You feel me?
Yep.
I'm gonna use my South Jamaica Queens instinct. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything's cool, dandy. Come on, let's get back to practice. But it was just bad. It was just the energy was just off between them two.
Got it. Okay. So, like you mentioned, this was, I guess, only the 5th time in Lakers history that they didn't make the playoffs.
See? I didn't... Exactly.
Even though you yourself had a good year. 15.2 points per game average, 10.2 rebounds, but things aren't really gelling. Now, Kobe, who's, crazy competitive, was he just going through it during that year?
I mean, well, you got...
Well, because he had just gotten Shaq traded for you to, that you coming in was part of Shaq going to Orlando, right? So there was like that whole.
And if I'm not mistaken, did Miami make the finals that year? But yeah, I mean, Kobe, yeah, he's gonna if you're around him, and y'all not winning, nobody's producing. I think who got that wrath the most? I think Smush might have got that wrath the most.
Well, here you are, you're playing for the Lakers, and things are going great for you, overall, in terms of your career. But then a tragedy happens in December 15th of 2005. You end up losing your son.
Oh, yeah.
At 6 months old.
Yeah.
He died in his crib.
Mm-hmm.
At that point in your life, was that the hardest thing you went through after the loss of your mom?
And my grandmother and my mother, yeah. Now, I don't think I'm gonna ever go through anything as hard as that. Only if something happened to one of my kids that's living now. I think the hardest part for me, then when I had to go play basketball.
Right.
So trying to think, was I wasn't sober at all. I didn't even cry at his funeral or anything like that. Because I just felt like I couldn't have my family, the leader of the family, see me on my knees and see me, with no strength and, weak. It was like out of body.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah. Well, my condolences.
It's all good. Then I remember we had to go play against, we played against Phoenix. Meanwhile, I ain't work out. I ain't even touch the ball the whole. And Phoenix was competitive that year. And I think that game we played without Kobe. We might have won that game. So I had a pretty good game. Just off of emotion. I remember going back to the bench, crying sometimes. In tears. Oh, it was tough though. It made me stronger.
Well, then, in the 2005 season, Phil Jackson comes back. How big of a difference was it with Phil Jackson coaching the Lakers? Because, generally, Phil Jackson's considered the greatest coach in NBA history.
Well, he got the most championships. Yeah, he should be.
Right.
He coached some amazing players, though, but they go hand in hand. Great coaches and great players go hand in hand for some reason. I think Phil was like the he was like the life preserver. We kind of knew that we would be all right. We had Kobe, we had Phil, the tradition. You know, we knew that we would get on point. We had some pieces to it. Be all right. And I think we got Bynum. And then I knew when we were able to get Powell, I kind of knew that we would take us over the top.
Well, and then by 2008, you guys make it to the finals.
Yeah.
But you guys ended up losing to the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
How did it feel to get to your first NBA finals and lose?
That's hard. That's a hard question to answer. Because we just not only lost, they beat our ass. That 6th game. You know, in that 6th game, they beat us so bad they wouldn't even let our bus leave. They were like shaking our bus.
What?
Yeah, when we were leaving. So God knows what would have happened if we'd have won that game.
Huh.
It was a short hurt. And then, you know, you got your party on for a week or two, and then had your ass right back in the gym, right back in LA, like getting ready for the season. And the whole team had the same mindset that we were going to go back to the finals next year. Everybody was on the same time. We just knew it.
Well, I guess around that time you had met Taraji P. Henson.
I don't. When we won the first championship, I don't know if it was around that.
Roughly around that time.
Possibly.
Yep.
Possibly.
And you guys dated for a while. I guess you said it was one of the happiest times of your life.
Yeah, she was a beautiful, beautiful young lady. Beautiful young lady. Amazing young lady.
What happened? What happened to that relationship?
I think I met a young lady named Khloe.
Aha.
Right, around that time. And I wish I would have been like a bigger man. I wasn't really. How it kind of ended with Taraji. I wish I was just like bossed up. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like let it fizzle out.
Well, yeah, in 2009 you met Khloe, and I guess after dating for a month you guys got engaged.
We got married after a month.
Married after a month, my bad.
No, that's all good.
Okay,
yeah.
How did you guys decide to get married after 1 month? Yeah.
Bro, I don't know. It was one of those things like when you know, you know. You know? And I thought I was doing it right. I mean, I know I did the right thing. Another situation, I wish I would have handled it right.
So what was that like? Now you're in the Kardashian world, and you're actually showing up on the show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Later on, you have your own show, but for now, you're just showing up on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, I mean, I was first a LA Laker, now I'm a Hollywood star. So it's like you're getting the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Getting approached from everybody, getting the red carpet everywhere you go. Whether it's show related or athletic related, your athletic royalty and Hollywood royalty. In a sense, is a lot to grasp. A lot. I was 29 years old. Boy, if I could have some talks, the 41-year-old Lamar can have some talks with the 29-year-old Lamar. Keep your dick in your pants, huh?
No, sorry, go ahead.
I was saying keep your dick in your pants is what I would tell him. I would probably fight him.
Well, that next season, Phil Jackson decides to move you to the bench as a sixth man. Now, initially, you weren't too happy about that.
Nah. Nope. That was my free agent year with them, I think. I was trying to get another 60, another 70. I was in a good groove. But I mean, I think me and Bean, we were already like really close and growing extremely close. But I think when I had decided to take that role after him talking to me and pulling me to the side and letting me know how important it was to have a person as good as me in that position with that role and that responsibility, I couldn't say no to it, really.
Well, with that new role, you guys end up winning the NBA Finals.
Yeah, it's so funny because I think the first or second year that I accepted that role, Andrew wound up getting hurt and wound up missing like 14, 21 games or something like that. And I like stepped my scoring up when he went out. So everything happened for a reason, I guess, at that time.
Well, how did it feel? I mean, because you had been to the finals and you lost. And then in 2009, you actually win the finals.
Yeah.
How did that feel after such a long journey to get to that point?
Well, I think the best part of winning a championship is winning it with and for the name across your chest, but then winning it with the people with their names on their back. So I guess you're winning it, the bond that has to be gained and put together on that jersey for you to get that far and to actually win it. The bond that's secured, and that is the most memorable. Like I can call any of those guys right now, have a conversation, and it'll pick up off like we just played that game.
Yeah, I mean, I've interviewed Ron Artest, and he speaks very highly of you.
Yeah, that's my guy. I know Ron since I was like 12. We've been either like playing against or with each other for that long.
Well, that next season, I guess there was some talk of you going back to Miami, but ultimately you end up staying with the Lakers. Mm-hmm. You signed a 4-year, $33 million deal. Ron Artest joined the team as well.
Yeah.
Was that the most money you ever made?
What, the $33 million?
Yeah.
No, the most money I ever made was when I went to Miami.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's still a big check.
Yeah. Somebody pay you $1 million for playing basketball. That's a lot of money, my guy.
Right. Okay, and then in 2010, that year, you guys make it to the finals again, and you win it. You beat the Celtics this time.
Yeah.
Now, how did that feel to lose to the Celtics 2 years before and then finally win it?
Oh, you can just imagine. You know what I'm saying? You on the Lakers. I mean, just regular season games against the Celtics are like big games. So you can imagine how it is if you meet them in the finals, win, lose, or draw against them. That's like the biggest rivalry in basketball. Mm-hmm. So to win that is like you're at your peak, your athletic peak as far as winning and losing. The only thing is that you want to do again is win another one. And hopefully you can beat their ass again. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever team you're bound to face. But you just want to, just keep running them off at that time, at that point. And that was a beautiful morning for me too, because my ex-wife bought me a Phantom. So I woke up with a championship and a new Phantom alongside of my children.
Right. So now you have 2 rings.
Yeah.
And then that next season was another solid season for you. You had career highs in 3-point shooting and overall field goal percentage.
That's the year that we got swept to Dallas, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was a real bittersweet year for me. Because I won 6 Man of the Year that year.
Exactly, I was going to say that.
And that was the same year me and my ex-wife, we were filming a reality show. So kudos to Lamar Odom, because I don't think that nobody going to be able to do that shit again.
Right. And you guys did Khloe and Lamar, which lasted 2 seasons. But I guess when they started filming it, you weren't really feeling it.
Filming the show?
Yeah.
No, I was all in with the Khloe and Lamar.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Now, I'll be honest with you, anything that the Kardashians were involving me in, I was all in at that point in my life. I knew what it was about.
Okay, so you win 6th Man of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got 2 rings under your belt. And then in 2011, tragedy struck. You had a 24-year-old cousin who got shot in the head and killed.
Yeah.
And then you go to the funeral, and shortly afterwards, there was a car accident that happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the story, and son, you got the right story, but okay, so I go see my cousin in the hospital. You know, he's in the hospital, his eyes rolling back in his head. He's brain dead or whatever. And then I go to Queens to go get a haircut. Okay, when I go to Queens, get the haircut, I get back in the car, this fucking stupid driver hands me the phone. I guess somebody I know was on the phone. He hands me the phone. He's trying to make a left turn while he hands me the phone. Stickhead runs into a guy on a motorcycle. The motorcycle, boom, boom, goes in the air, lands on the sidewalk, and hits a kid that's standing on the sidewalk. Now, this is right after I just came from seeing my cousin in the hospital.
Yep. And
my cousin is dead. So I kind of know what death looks like because I just seen it on my cousin. And the guy on the motorcycle, he all fucked up. He's screaming, his leg is all busted. But the kid, it was a kid that got hit by the motorcycle. So I walked up to the kid, and I think because I just seen my cousin, I just seen what death looks like, I looked at the kid, I said, oh shit, this kid is dead. Like I knew he was dead, yo, because I just seen my cousin. You know what I'm saying? And what death looked like. So I'm all fucked up in that. So I called Khloe. I was like, Khloe, I just came from seeing Curtis, and I told her, you know, what happened. And I said, this kid is laying here dead. Now she's bugging out like, Lamar, get your ass in the car, blah, blah, blah. You know, you don't want nothing to happen to you. Yeah. And that's how my summer went.
yeah.
Then I got traded to Dallas.
Right. Who, at the time, were the defending NBA champs. But
I don't give a fuck. Then it's like on the low. That's like another like slick rival to us. Like I don't really respect them at all. I want to bust Nowinski's ass. I'm not looking forward to, you know. But I told Mark Cuban, I told him how my summer was and where my head was at. And that it probably wouldn't be a good look. Then I get there, and I'm like, I never played for an owner that's doing, and nothing against Mark Cuban. Good guy. It's just his method to his madness is completely different. Like I wasn't used to owners doing interviews before the games. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Jerry Buss is the best owner. I'm just coming from cut from a different cloth. And I'm definitely not used to, having bad games, and the owner of the team is my biggest heckler. You feel what I'm saying? After I told this man, how my summer was and where my head was at, I didn't really appreciate that.
I mean, because, John Sally's a regular guest on my show, and he's always told me that the players and the owners really don't talk to each other. The general manager and the players, and the general manager and the owner.
You have a buffer.
You got a buffer, exactly.
Not too much.
Yeah.
Except when, that's where, personality comes into play. Because with Jerry Buss, you can talk to him anytime you want. And on the road, you can pull up in his room. You can go to his room. You know what I'm saying? But his personality as a man is completely different than Mark Cuban's.
Well, I guess there was a game against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh, you're talking about where Vince Carter saved his ass.
Right. I guess Mark Cuban...
Yeah, he didn't like the way I was playing. He put his feet on me. And just a bad choice of motivational tools. You're older than me. Of course, we're from different cultures, different backgrounds. I don't know where the fuck or who, you don't never put your feet on nobody to try to, you must, only way that could have possibly worked if he was like my father. You know what I mean? Or uncle, where I looked up to him that much, where I knew I had to be fucking up that bad, where he kicked me. Or it wasn't a kick, it wasn't a karate kick. Just a little nudge to my shin, but he did it with his foot.
Yeah.
I was playing so bad for the marriage at that time, I could possibly say, Mark Cuban, I'm sorry. I could see where you had to prove your point, because you're paying me a lot of money. And I was performing way under where I should have been. So I'm gonna say, Mark, I could excuse you for that. But don't never do that to another black man again, because he might fuck you up.
Okay, so after that, you got traded back to the Clippers.
Yeah.
But it seems like things were starting to kind of decline for you at that point.
Yeah. Well, I was, I did a lot of this time. I'm hiding my drug use too, You know what I'm saying? So that one year with the Clippers, I don't know if you remember where I was I came in really, really, really overweight. So I was coming out of rehab. But and with the league, you can't admit to just saying that you're in the rehab because you get suspended.
Okay, so were you using around that time?
I came out of a rehab. That's why I was so big.
Okay, and what were you doing at that point? Which drug?
Coke.
Okay, what drove you to that drug at that point?
To do coke? Oh man, stupidity, curiosity. I would, you we talk about my background. You probably would think from my father and the area I grew up in that I would never fuck around with drugs. But that's the one thing when you play around in that field, and this is my message to everybody, you might not think you're an addict. But the first time that you do something, it could trigger you and to a place where you can't even get it back. And, couldn't get it back. So I found myself in rehab, and then you're in rehab and you realize, oh shit, got a month left to the season.
Okay, but you're still married to Khloe at that time. How is she taking the drug use in the rehab?
Well, she was just being a wife. Mm-hmm. Supportive of everything I was doing. She's gonna hold me down no matter what. Incredible woman.
Well, after that season with the Clippers, you became a free agent, but no NBA team picked you up. And then you started to hear about all the drama with the marriage and everything else like that. First it was the cheating rumors, then it was the drug rumors and everything else like that. Once that started coming out, how much of a strain was that in your marriage?
How much you think? That shit. If you getting caught with infidelity and using drugs, you hurting the brand, right? Mm-hmm. You could just imagine.
Now, you were close to Rob Kardashian at that point.
Yeah, that's my brother.
I guess at one point he confronted you about the cheating rumors and you didn't really say anything?
He never did. I can't remember that.
That never happened.
Okay. I can't remember that. I could imagine all the stuff that y'all probably get sent and pushed y'all way, but
yeah,
I'm trying to keep it as a buck with you as possible.
Sure.
But I can't really remember that. Rob is he's non-confrontational. Okay. And if he ever did, I couldn't imagine it being like I said, confrontational. To back me down, yo, fuck is going on with you? You know what I mean? Maybe in a playful way. Maybe he can slide it in, but he never really confronted me like that.
Well, Rob is going through his own set of issues. He ends up gaining a lot of weight. And, from your point of view, did Rob just not like the whole Kardashian reality show? All of our whole life is on display for the world? Or what was it with Rob?
You know what, though? I don't. That's a question I think only Rob could really answer. Because everyone else, I could only, what do you think? Be a million things, Just think about if Rob Kardashian, the person, maybe if he doesn't want to be famous. Imagine living in that. Imagine if it fucking kills you that people know who you are, know who your sisters are, and know every move you make, and you don't want it to be like that. That should have eat you up. Not everybody adapts to the spotlight the same.
Yeah.
Some people run away from it.
There was always the rumor that floated around that Rob really hated that there was a sex tape of Kim Kardashian, and that's initially how they became famous.
Well, you're a man.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be that. But I don't know anything like that. I've never heard that or ever witnessed that. So I can't really say.
Well, then in December 2013, Khloe files for divorce.
It was 2013?
Yeah, December 2013. And when she finally filed, were you surprised? Did you think that you guys could still work it out? Or was it okay, I've been messing up. This is probably the best course of action at this point?
Well, honestly, if a woman asks you to divorce you, if you know you done did everything wrong, you got to do a lot right. At that point, I'm just going to give her what she wants, what she asks for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Kardashians and the men associated with the various Kardashian women, you always hear the Kardashian curse. You're obviously part of this story. Caitlyn Jenner, Kanye, where he is right now, Scott Disick. People like to paint this type of story.
Yeah,
but you hear the Kardashian curse.
But that's stupidity because everybody go through shit. You dumbasses. If I had your family on tape and seen all the shit that your family was going through, people would be like, yo, this fucking family is crazy. You see all the drug addicts, all the sex, they shared their life with you. So you see everything. Maybe it's overexposed, but is it? People love it. The people that made them are the people that point the fingers. I don't know. It's kind of like sickening a little bit. And I now lived it from the inside and from the outside. So I've got to, from the outside, look to see, how people react to them, and it's still hard for me to figure out the love-hate that people have for them. Because the little girl's a billionaire.
Yeah.
These same people that y'all made her a billionaire.
Yep. Crazy.
So it's just I was just lucky enough to have some of that stardust fall off on me at one point in my life. And I mean, and want me to keep it real with you?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really want to take nothing, take anything away from who I am and what I built. But I know, in some ways, it's the reason why I'm still relevant to this day. Because I'm not playing ball no more. Ain't no more highlights on me no more. You know everything already. You feel what I'm saying? I know if I want to ask for a certain amount on an interview, I know my worth, but come on, man. Want me to keep it a buck? And this goes to anybody that knows me or knows Lamar. Or it ain't about taking Khloe back over you, or I know why I still get a look. And the looks that I still get is due to a lot of it is because of the love that they gave me. Real rap. And fuck anybody that goes against that.
Well, your oldest daughter, Destiny, she described your marriage to Khloe as toxic. She said...
Well, but Destiny, forgive her. Forgive, what did Jesus say? Forgive them for they know not what they do. She was young. She was, forced to stay away from Khloe at one point. She was not even allowed at our wedding. And I don't even I didn't come here to do this interview to expose, my daughter or, what someone might be teaching her how to live or whatever, but that's the real fact.
Well, what she said, which is kind of my point in this, is that she said, I wouldn't say it was a matter of my dad loves Khloe more than me. I think that my dad has an addictive personality, so my dad was addicted to the attention that he got with Khloe more than me.
Well, she was wrong. She was wrong. I was more popular than Khloe at that time.
There you go. Well, then you end up getting busted for a DUI. And I guess, the weird part about this is, I guess you were in the valley on the 101 freeway.
Yeah.
And you get pulled over for driving 50 miles per hour.
For what?
For driving 50 miles per hour.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of someone getting pulled over for driving 50.
But that's why I didn't blow into that damn breathalyzer.
Yeah.
Because I knew why they pulled me over. They thought they were going to be finding something else. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still paying for that now because I want my damn license now. So I still ain't got my license now because of that damn DUI.
Well, right, because I guess when you refuse to blow into the breathalyzer, you automatically get your license taken away for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ended up, I guess, pleading no contest. And
I can't even remember all this shit he got. For real.
Yeah, you got three years probation and have to take an alcohol education class. Well, then in 2014, you end up signing to the Knicks.
Yeah. But you know, at that point right there, like I was just like my heart wasn't really into playing no basketball. You know how I know that? Because I've never got back in shape and fully back in basketball shape after that. I went overseas really quick, playing in Spain.
Yep.
Wish that could have worked out, but my back gave out on me. I never really took it serious again after that.
Well, then in June of 2015, your close friend Jamie ends up dying.
Oh yeah, he passed away.
And then your other friend, Bobby Hayward, ends up dying a few days later.
Yeah.
How did that hit you?
They were both really, really heavy. Really heavy, especially if they were back to back. They were hard, especially Jamie's, because I got to see Jamie not too long before he passed away. And I wasn't really prepared for it. It took me off guard.
Well, leading up to October 2015, do you think that the death of Jamie and Bobby was sort of what led you down that path?
Down what path?
Well, you know, the whole brothel situation.
No, the whole brothel situation, that happened because I was Khloe. You got the dates mixed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that happened. Khloe, I was in a bad place. I decided to go get some ass. I used to always see that reality show on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, I'm gonna go there one day and wild out. But let me tell you a quick story about that night. So I get there that night, and the lady picks me up, and I did not do drugs that night, Vlad.
Okay.
And I've got high, for a little bit of my adult life. You know what I'm saying? I just chose to do things I shouldn't do. But that night, my right-handed guard, I ain't doing any drugs. That night. But as a drug addict, I will tell you a little funny right now, and I will tell you that whatever they gave me or slipped me that night, as a drug addict, I wish they would tell me because it fucked me up. Whatever that shit was, it really fucked me up.
Okay, well, the chain of events that night.
Mm-hmm.
You decided to go to the Love Ranch brothel in Nevada.
Yeah.
And I guess you had paid $10,000 for a 3-room suite.
Well, I paid I couldn't even tell you. That's how, bad they fucked me up that night. My memory and all that shit is trash.
Well, one of the workers at the Love Ranch, a transgender named Madison Montag, claimed that you were there to see her.
Okay, we want me to say yes to that or no or hell no?
I mean,
Claim didn't see her. Did I talk to her? Did I know her? Or?
The way she described in an interview that you were supposed to see her, but then when you arrived and they the girls line up, she said she wasn't picked. Instead, you went with these two girls, Ryder Cherry and Monica Monroe.
Okay.
But this is the story she's running with. So that's why I want to just put that out there.
Okay.
I've never heard.
Yeah.
Beyond this, I've never heard any other rumors.
Yeah. It's a rumor.
Okay. So you go into the room, and you're saying that you were completely drug free. The story that came out was that you were taking cocaine and 10 Viagra type pills.
Did I tell you? I'm not going to sit here and I'm going to tell you what I told you. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
I didn't take any drugs that night.
And then later on, when I guess you were on The View, you said that the owner of the brothel, Dennis Hoff, you said he tried to kill you.
You fucking right he did. If I'm telling you if I didn't do drugs that night and somebody drugged me, I'm going to blame it on the owner.
Okay, so you think he drugged you?
Yes.
Okay. And you think that was what, in the drinks that you were
drinking? I don't know. I can't, bro, I was asleep, bro.
Okay, and Dennis Hoff, I believe, is
dead. He's
now, right?
Dead, and the fucking dick passed away in the same room I was in.
Wow.
Karma hit his ass. How'd he die?
Heart attack.
Probably off the same shit he gave me. Pussy. Excuse my language, because he's passed away. No disrespect to him, but come on, Dennis Hoff. And then my old manager had texts from the workers there saying, why would Dennis do that to Lamar?
Huh. Why do you think he tried to kill you?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
I mean, do you remember, like how long were you in that suite until you ended up becoming unconscious? No idea?
Next thing I know, I'm waking up to everything that y'all seen on TV, I'm waking up to.
Okay. You had done an interview, I think, with Kevin Hart, and you said that you had 12 strokes and 6 heart attacks.
That's a fact.
You were in critical condition. And I'll be honest, a lot of people did not think you were going to make it.
I had 12
strokes, 6 heart attacks.
The doctors didn't think I made it. Whenever I go like to see the cyanide, they like hold a parade for me. I'm like the walking miracle. I was gone. They told my family to go say your final goodbyes. It was over.
Right. I guess Khloe was told that you have 4 hours left to live.
Again, you probably know more than me because I was asleep, bro. Like,
yeah.
I can't tell you what was said about me. I was gone. I was done.
Right. You were on dialysis. I mean, honestly, like reading up about this, and I remember we were reporting on it, but really reading up about it, like I am completely amazed that you're alive right now, considering what you went through.
Everybody that even worked on me or worked my case, whatever you want to say, they all kind of give me the same answers that you giving me.
Yeah.
You know, but it's all good.
Well, and I guess Khloe and some of the other family members were at your bedside when you woke up?
Mm-hmm. My kids, my daughter.
Okay. How did that feel when you woke? I mean, how did it feel when you woke up and they told you what just happened?
Well, I couldn't express my thoughts. I couldn't walk or talk when I woke up. So here I am, big 6'9", in shape athlete. Now I can't. I go hang out one night. I wake up, I can't walk or talk. Really confused, hurt, angry. But really confused and hurt at that time. Asking myself, how did I get here? How I get out? there. Just confused and hurt, like dazed. Like really dazed. Really dazed.
Well, I remember I interviewed Ron Artest around that time. And, he said that when he found out that you were in the hospital, not only was he hurt, but he hated everybody.
Yeah.
And I guess him and Kobe got together to try to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that time?
No. I mean, I can't believe, again, you gotta understand, what happened to me, it just really wasn't just like the average shit that happens to somebody every day.
Yeah.
Okay, like when you have strokes and shit, your whole, hard to get it back. Your cognitive, right? Your cognitive ability gets disrupted,
right?
And you having strokes, right. Shit like that. So I had
grandmother.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say my grandmother had a stroke.
Yeah.
And her entire right side was paralyzed for the rest of her life.
Exactly.
That's what happens in strokes.
Exactly. So if you think about it, I had 12 of them motherfuckers.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I couldn't walk. When I woke up, I couldn't hold my bowels, man.
Oh.
All right, so just think of this. Let me give you a synopsis. Just think about the recovery process. All right, so now I'm in the hospital trying to learn how to walk and talk again. Think how humbling this is. I'm Lamar Odom. Okay, so obviously all these people at the hospital know who I am. I can't walk or talk, and I gotta have these nurses, they gotta come change me like I was like reverted to a baby.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason why, one of the reasons why God probably chose to save me, because there's no way that he probably like, this too good of a dude. I can't have him die and have a drug overdose hanging over his head. So let me spare him of that. Even though his road back is gonna be hard and humbling, and shit, I don't even think I'm over it yet, because I left my cognitive therapy too soon, because I started walking and talking, I started feeling myself.
Right, and in your defense, what you said previously, the district attorney in Nye County ended up not charging you for any drug possession.
It'd have been hard for him to find it, because I ain't have none on me.
Well, you get through all this. You survive 12 strokes and 6 heart attacks. You get your speaking ability back, your walking ability. You can go to the bathroom by yourself. You get your intelligence back and so forth. But then you go back to getting intoxicated again, because in 2016 you get kicked off of a flight because you were drunk, and I guess
that was some bullshit. I wasn't drunk.
You weren't?
And to be honest with you, I can't even remember getting kicked off a flight. To be honest with you, show me where that. I don't even remember that happening.
Okay, but do you start drinking at some point?
Vlad, be honest with you, I really hate the taste of alcohol. I might be like a social drinker, but I definitely prefer to smoke marijuana any given day. Drinking ain't even my cup of tea.
Okay, because that next year you ended up checking into rehab again.
For?
I guess it was a year after your overdose, you end up checking into rehab. No?
Vlad, I can't really. I've done a couple of stints in rehab, but I just can't remember, man.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, do you feel right now that you're completely done with drugs? Hard drugs?
No, hard drugs, definitely. I think I've been battle tested through Bean's death. If there was any time where I'm like, but it don't even really cross my mind because I just know what it would do to me. And then it's like when you do drugs, you live in shame.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Okay, like I'm Lamar Odom, like where do I get it from? Who do I get it? Then I gotta hide to do it. Then the people that I'm with every day, they don't do it. So it's just like I learned how to, you change the people you hang with, you change your surroundings. You can get through anything. Through God and your family. To hold you down, to give you strength. I can get through anything, man. I'm an only child. Shit that I've been through, I don't even want to start tooting my own horn. You know what I'm saying? You done did that already in this interview. Like, for real. Like, I mean, the best ain't even come to me yet. Real rap. I'm still trying to find out, why I'm here. Every day. Is the just tell my story? Because I get the same satisfaction when people come up to me about that book, about how it changed their lives. I get more satisfaction from that than I get from people telling me how good of a basketball player I was. So.
Well, in 2018, you and some friends were hanging out at Hooters.
Oh.
And I guess an argument started between your group and some other guys.
And some shots rang out.
Shots rang out. Not from your group.
No.
From the other group. This is in Queens, by the way.
Yeah, that happens, man. That happens.
Did the guy who did the shooting, was he ever caught, or did he
I
just
have,
run off?
I'm not. In my hood, we ain't checking for that. Did they catch who shot at us? Nah, we ain't checking for that. Man. It's over. It's over. What the fuck?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, after that, you were talking about joining the Chinese Basketball Association, but you ended up not doing that. You joined the Philippine Mighty Sports.
Yeah.
And I guess there was a small stint with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you joined the Big Three. But ultimately you were deactivated from the team. Why is that?
Again, basketball, one of those sports, if you're not in shape, it's hard to play. And I guess from not being in basketball shape for so long, I took it for granted, that it's only 3-on-3. But, that should have kicked your ass. Still. And I told myself, really, if you ever see me on the basketball court again, I'm in good shape. Because I told myself after I played that year for the Clippers, man, I started that year, I probably was like 300 pounds. But in like 3 or 4 months, I got myself really back into shape. But even though when you out of shape like that, you lose some of your confidence having to play. But I told myself I'm never gonna play basketball again if I'm not in shape.
So that's it. Unless you get in perfect shape.
If you might see me out there, but if you see me out there, like I'm in really good shape. And to be honest with you, those strokes and those heart attacks, I think it took away a little bit of my coordination.
Yeah, makes sense.
And my most effective ability was my size and my ball handling ability. And it's just like I might bounce it and it don't really come up the same. So I'll have to really work and perfect and hone my craft before I even decide to step out there again.
Well, you talked about your book. You ended up putting out your memoir. And the one thing that kind of stuck out in that book was that you claimed that you slept with over 2,000 women.
That was I never really counted, but probably had to be something up there. Yeah, I think about the ones I don't even remember their name. God bless them.
I feel you. Well, Will Chamberlain, claimed he slept with 20,000, which is 10 times.
Yeah, that's like 20. Yeah.
If he was here, he would say, Lamar ain't got shit on me.
Yeah, he would definitely say that, because I'm definitely a lightweight to him. But I think about the places I lived, popularity. I didn't really count it, but probably up there. And I'm not ashamed. I'm not proud of that. I got a daughter, 22 years old. Fuck, I'm not. But in the process of writing the book, it just came out.
Well, you talked about in the book, and also, like when you were in your relationship with Sabrina, that you have sex addiction problems, you have porn addiction, and so forth. Do you think that's a real thing, or do all men technically have a sex addiction? and a porn addiction at that? Because if I'm looking at myself, I'm probably in the same boat as you.
That's nothing I'm proud of, though, bro. I'm in a bed with a beautiful woman, and I gotta have porn on. The climax. You're sick.
Well, you spent a lot of time playing with Kobe.
Yeah.
You guys have 2 rings together.
Yeah.
You knew him way before you guys even played together.
Yeah.
And then January 6th, 2020 happens.
Yeah.
When Kobe, his daughter, and other people on a helicopter ends up tragically dying.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened literally down the street from my house. So it was a crazy day for me, but I don't think it's anything compared to what you went through that day.
Now it took me some time to even really accept it. Yeah, it took me some time to even really accept it. It was I would call his phone. I would be calling his phone weeks after it happened, just text him. He was a special dude to me, just beyond basketball. This is his thought process, and he was an extreme leader. He led in a different way. People talk about the incredible basketball player he was, but what about the father, man? Right? Trying to teach all these young guys that was coming behind him, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum. You could all see these dudes coming into their own because they got to experience or even put the Mamba mentality into what they're going through. He was just getting started. Man. Fucking dude won the Oscar.
Yeah.
He just did that, the big deal with the drink, what is it called, Body Armor? Mm-hmm. He could have been an incredible coach, girls coach, women's coach. Pick his basketball brains. Knowledge is incredible. It's just his will. When I first heard about that plane going down, I was joking to myself, that motherfucker jumped out of that shit and landed on his feet. You know what I'm saying? He all right. I just couldn't even see him. But then I know the man. I know if he was awake and the plane was going down, I know he was the one telling everybody just We're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to be there for everybody. I don't know. It's hard for me to see somebody I love so much kind of go like that too.
Oh yeah, it was such a sad day. I mean, especially in LA.
Yeah, the one dude I was with, his brother started throwing up. I'm like, damn, he don't even know being like that. He couldn't even keep his food in his stomach.
Yeah, I mean the tragedy of that is, I mean, it's just, I mean, you find out that Kobe died, and you're like, okay, that's horrible, but Kobe got to live his life. You know, got to live his life to the highest levels.
Yeah,
and then you find it, because then you find out about the daughter, and you're like, oh my God, like that's when it just became just almost unbearable when you started thinking about it.
But just as a fan or as a person, okay, looking from the outside, and it's unbearable. What about his wife?
Yeah.
And they're two, her sisters.
Yeah.
Their immediate family. Kobe's father. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's unbelievably sad.
But he would want us to keep living and keep trying to be our best selves at any given time. That's what the Mamba mentality is all about. I don't think he would want us to stop it.
Well, you played with, the all-time greats. What is it about Kobe that was just different than everybody else?
His will. His will. His ability to block everything out and focus on what's in front of him. Incredible will to do that. I'll give you a prime example of that. You remember that when they came out with the when he did that all white photo shoot, which a lot of people were questioning, like, why the fuck would you do this?
Oh yeah, with the head wrap and
just all the crazy looks. Remember that?
Right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I'm looking it up now. Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about, his will. Okay, so I'll give you an example of that. So we were in Utah. You know how those fans could be ruthless. Every fan in the stand had a picture of that all-white photo shoot.
Just to troll him.
What?
So they could troll him, basically.
Yes.
That picture. Okay.
And he still was able to be like, all right, y'all gonna get on me? I'm gonna still go out here and kick y'all ass. Like, no other player would be able to do that. No other player would be able to do that.
Would you say
he hit his will. He hit. If you ask any other, you can ask an NBA great about how many game winners they won. They hit. Probably get like 5 or 6. 7 where they score and the clock, game over. They won the game. Kobe Bryant hit 9. In one season, man. 9 game winners. And once, like, it's just. And then he was trying to be the best, every practice though, too.
I mean, would you say he's the greatest of all time over Jordan and LeBron?
I was talking to somebody about this today, and I think like in these times, of course, you're gonna always say Mike, Kobe, but really, like, I think, and this is just my basketball knowledge, me knowing the game, studying the game, I think Kareem got them all beat.
I mean, there's a great argument for that.
if you think about it from like 8th grade through high school, through college, they changing the rule from Kareem taking the dunk away because he was so dominant. Kareem played where when you were a freshman, you couldn't play with the sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Kareem's freshman team beat the varsity team when he went to UCLA. Mm-hmm. So if I add all of that and then the skyhook, no one can take and make a skyhook from where he can take and make it from. So that's a shot that no one can duplicate. Unlike the fadeaway or like the LeBron's dunk, you probably can get an athletic guy that can duplicate that dunk or get a fadeaway shooter that can duplicate Jordan. On the skyhook, I don't know. Nobody could. So from 8th grade, high school, college, in the NBA, I would say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the best player in NBA history.
There you go. And I've heard that before from multiple people.
I mean, the object of the game is whoever put the ball in the hole the most, right? Kareem, and then top it off, Kareem has done that. So maybe when LeBron tops Kareem's, then we can have that argument, but I think it's to Kareem. But then, Mike and Kobe, they was just so dominant in their own style of play. And I don't think people really want to give it to a big man. I think we're more fantasized by the average guy doing it. You know what I'm saying? Even though 6'6" is tall, but it ain't 7'1".
Yeah. I mean, Kareem is 7'2", I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got 6 rings, so he's definitely in that conversation.
Yeah. He has 6, yeah.
Yep.
How could you not?
Yep. Well, and this brings us to what's coming up for you, which honestly, when I heard about it, it made absolutely no sense. You have a celebrity boxing match on June 12th with Aaron Carter.
Yeah, you probably didn't. That's probably the part that didn't make sense to you, right? Right. It didn't make sense to me either.
Okay, and I've interviewed Aaron before, okay? So I've been around him. We've had deep conversations.
About the fight?
Forth. Not about the fight, before. So, I mean, I know his background. I know his history, his battle with drugs and everything. Let's just look at the stats for 1 second, okay? You are 6'10"?
Yeah. I was told to say 6'8" for this fight, but I'm 6'10".
You're 6'10". He is 6 foot.
Okay.
He's 6'1". Mm-hmm. How much do you weigh?
240.
240. He weighs 160. At one point, when he was really kind of battling with drugs, he weighed 115 pounds.
Yo, this wasn't my doing. This is celebrities boxing made this fight up, man. All I'm doing is I'm being the fighter. I'm taking the payday, Vlad. That's it. I'm there to collect my check, knock this boy out real quick, have fun. It's in Atlantic City. Take my little purse, go party, go gamble a little bit. Hey, I can't go wrong. Now him, on the other hand, they gonna be having to wake him up, and it might not work out too good for him.
Okay, because this is a 3-round exhibition.
Yeah.
Right. How many minutes per round?
Minute 30.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Quick rounds.
Quick fight. Boom, 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 boom. Quick business. And then we go party. We'll be cool. We'll be hanging it, kicking it on the beach.
Okay. I'm going to predict that this is going to end very badly. In fact, I predict that this will be Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson in reverse.
Nah, but I'm not going to even make it do. I'm not going to even do him like that. I promise you, I'm not going to do him like that. I'm not going to go in there and look bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This might try to spring me for another boxing match.
Okay, I mean, when you saw the Jake Paul and Nate Robinson fight, what'd you think?
I was tight.
I mean, do you know Nate?
Yeah, we in the NBA, even if you don't know a dude, you know him, right? Okay. You played against him, you match up against him, you've seen him.
Right, because when he got knocked out the way he did, basketball players worldwide took to Twitter and just said, please.
I was tight. I was like, yo, I think I manifested this whole boxing thing up because I swear to you, I said, yo, I'm going to get a fight with this dude, Jake Paul. I'm going to be honest with you. That was my real, that's what I said to myself. And then the celebrity boxing thing came up, so, maybe if, after this Aaron Carter thing, if Mr. Paul want to give me a shot. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, at least Paul got a little more weight on him, though.
Yeah, he's a little bigger, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
food for thought.
Skinny dude. All right, well, listen. Like I said, I'm predicting a train wreck right now. But listen, both of you guys are grown men. I don't really hit that hard. I'm really like by nature I'm skinny. I'm on the slim side by nature, so my hands they're light, but they're not really. I'm not heavy-handed. Okay, I mean, but just the reach. I mean, what do you have? Like an extra foot of reach?
Yeah, but that's why I say even really because of the reach, I could spare them, and I don't have to really. It don't have to get ugly. I could just tap them, tap. I can jam them to death. It don't really have to get ugly.
Okay, I mean, do you predict a knockout or no?
I'm not gonna even make it ugly. I'll play with him for 3 rounds, and then take the win. Then go party with him on the beach. I'm all about friends, man, making friends. He's a good dude, Aaron Carter. I don't want to beat him up. I'm gonna get out beating him up. I don't make more money because I beat him up. But I'm gonna knock him. You want me to knock him out? I'll knock him out. If you want me to knock him out, Vlad, I'll knock him out.
I'm not.
Because I bet you Damon want me to knock him out. My man from Celebrity Boxing, I know he probably want me to knock him out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure Damon does want you to knock him out.
For ratings.
But I'm not going. Well, I'm just a little worried. Like honestly, I think if you knock him out,
nobody was. That's good that you worried, but no, people wasn't worried for Nate.
Well, because Nate's coming into it. I mean, everyone. Okay, when the Nate, Jake Paul thing came together. I'm thinking Nate's got it because Nate is an athlete. He's more muscular. He seems like he's in overall better shape. It just looked like in that particular case, Nate did not take the boxing part seriously. He didn't train. He didn't get in the ring and spar. And I interviewed Zab Judah. A championship boxer who told me the exact same thing. He's like, it's obvious that Nate never got into the ring.
Now Zab is my brother.
Yeah. But this right here, I mean, but at least Nate and Jake Paul are roughly the same size.
No, Jake Paul is much bigger than him. Jake Paul is like 6'4". Nate Robinson is like 5'8". Wasn't that much? It was a lot bigger than him. But Nate Robinson is big like this.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Jake Paul is 6'1", by the way.
Yeah, but your chin don't lift weights though. That's the whole thing. Your chin don't lift weights. So I don't care how big you are right here, your chin don't lift weights.
Right. And Nate weighed 180 pounds. Jake might be a little bit heavier. It might be about 200, but you and Aaron have a massive weight difference.
Yeah, I don't know about it,
yeah. A massive reach difference.
I'll make it quick.
All right.
I'll make it. It's different. It's other fights on that card that night, so I'll make it quick.
Okay.
But I won't hurt him, but I'll make it quick.
Okay. I guess we'll see what happens on June 12th.
You gonna come out?
On June 12th. Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Absolutely, man. I love boxing.
Yeah, Nate, if Aaron Carter's your guy, you said that's your guy, so you might want to be there for him.
Okay. No, I mean, I've interviewed him. I'm not going to say it's my guy, but I've interviewed him. We had a dope interview. I have a lot of respect for him. So that's when I found out about this. I was like, whoa. And I guess there was a video of him sparring. Well, I guess like hitting the bag naked?
Who?
Aaron Paul. Aaron Carter.
Hitting the bag naked?
Yeah, you see him boxing, but he's actually butt naked. It's one of those things you wish you never saw, but you saw it, so it's somehow locked in your memory.
No, that's an insult to me.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, that's an insult to me. Because in the hood, we got this thing, you know, like a couple of older dudes, they was like, yeah, I'm going to make love to you. I'm going to make love to you, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, what? He boxing, he training for me with his underwear, with just his underwear off?
Underwear off.
Oh, now I might have took it personal now.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just because he didn't have on the underwear while he training for me.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy video.
Yeah.
You could Google it after you finish.
Aaron Carter training naked for Lamar Odom?
Yeah, go on Twitter. Actually, hold on. You want to see it real quick?
Yeah, let me see that.
Wait.
There you go. Hold on, he got his dick out?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going to beat his ass for that. I'm going to beat his ass for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat his ass for that. He got his whole little pink package out. I'm going to beat his ass for that. No, I'm going to beat his ass for that.
Okay. Lamar Odom, man, appreciate you sharing your story.
Vlad.
Quite a journey.
My pleasure. Anytime, bro.
You know, and good luck on this boxing match.
I don't need it, but thank you. Yeah.
Man, thank you so much, man. Wish you all the best, man.
Thank you, brother.
Congrats on not only your victories, but also owning your defeats, man. It sounds like you're moving forward and things are going well for you, man.
Yeah, well, never defeated. Those are just lessons, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I learned from them, and I'm here. What the fuck?
That's what it is, man. Until next time.
That's it, bro.
Peace.